Very often the player who likes to run the ball out of the fence. This is no exception. One bounce. Braddock encroaches on his space, so he delivers up over centre wing into the middle of the ground. McNamara takes the mark, gives it to Monteith. Goes sideways and very, very short to Conway. Conway has turned into a good midfielder for East Fremantle this year. Just forward of centre circle, goes to full forward. Young was the target, couldn't take the mark. Now the ball in dispute. Picking the ball up, Swallow onto the left boot. And didn't he look, I beg your pardon, his first kick. First goal, he enters that very exclusive club, Judgy, but the way he gathered the footy, didn't panic, looked at where he was going to kick and very, very comfortably onto the left boot, looked like a natural.
And Phil, you called McNamara taking that mark. That was actually Swallow in the middle who took the mark, then ran on, I think.
Bend down, then he hoists it high to half forward. Braddock flew in front, the fist from behind by Teakle. Armstrong gets it. Hand pass off then towards Braddock. His hand pass is poor.
South Fremantle did both of these sides. In particular, East Fremantle a favour by beating East Perth last week. Cade Lang on the ground. He also started on the bench. He got a hand pass away. Kayla Thompson wrapped up by Bonjasi. A contest now up towards half back. Up went Lindsay, knocked the ball down to the front of the pack. McClernand just dribbled it off the boot. Here's a chance now for Swallow. Hand pass, short of its intended mark. Jones is there, left it now for Cade Lang. A little bit of explosiveness, gets him away from Bonjasia. The kick doesn't come off the boot particularly well. Ferguson traps it, controls it. Now he's taken to ground by McPherson, and I think the ball held to him. This will be a ball up close to the boundary line. No, it reappears. Dean White got it to Armstrong, now to Jones.
Was to tag him. Well, you've got to play on him to tag him.
He's had 9. Hasn't used all of them to great effect. This is Zacconi, who goes for distance to half forward.
Season. Get him up. Young got rid of Sullivan. Dropped the ball. Swallow almost a fresh air shot. Just dribbled it forward. Kayla Thompson couldn't really control it. Cook receives the hand pass from Schneejak to Kayla Thompson. Over
in this sunshine here at Lathlane Park as the second quarter is underway. Lindsay got a hand to it. Young got taken high. Now the advantage, no, there's no advantage, so it'll come back to Ross Young. What did he have in the first quarter, Glenn? 11, was it?
10.
10.
Green, the skipper, restarts and thumps it high towards the outer wing. The Demons have the numbers, but Kruger in front fell over. So too do players going in with desperation. Ferguson's upended, put on his backside. East Fremantle players diving in around him, and umpire O'Donoghue will bounce it on the outer side.
He eventually got rid of it. It was knocked out of his grasp, I guess, as Casey Green gives the hand pass off to Swallow. East Fremantle through Swallow's kick, go to centre half forward. It was a good kick because it was out in front of his former, well, his under-18s teammate in Lucas.
By Lindsay, McNamara gets the hand pass away. Chance here for Monteith. Gathers the bouncing ball. Hand passes back into the centre square. Swallow on debut, the 16-year-old. Flares it across to the far wing. Taken by Hardingham. Plays on, looking for Weller.
Won by Sullivan. Cook manufactures a kick low and picked up by Venditti. Venditti kicks the ball there into the path of Moody, who loads the hand pass off to Kayla Thompson. He's the man they want to have it. The second bounce didn't come back up. Swallow put very, very good chasing pressure on Kayla Thompson, and his finish was just about the story of their day. As East Fremantle come back into play, the ball picked up.
Head of McRobb, 2 to beat on the ground. Sneejak used the body beautifully. Hand pass away to Luttrell. Sold him into immediate trouble. He was brilliantly tackled. Just as the ball hit the palm, Swallow.
Last weekend, and
98 points on the scoreboard.
That's being kind, but that is a lot of possessions to be out possessed by that number is quite extraordinary. It's very scrambly up player to have back on close to this stoppage with his speed. Lindsay won it, but Cook tried to get it into the hands of Young. Eventually Young found it himself, gave it back to Cook, to Armstrong. Armstrong shaped with the hand pass. Then on the second occasion, got it off to Ranstead. Ranstead just couldn't pick the ball up. He was surrounded by a pack of sharks. Taken by Bayliss, got it to Lucas. Lucas, a clever little hand pass there to Swallow, close to the boundary line, and Swallow did pretty well to dribble that ball along the ground. And Bideau, the last player to touch it before it went over the white line, again immediately at full back. Conway straight down the middle of the ground, looking for the young man Swallows. Plays on quickly, screws the ball cleverly across his body, directs it to Fasolo, who drops what he should have taken. They're going to get away with it though.
Sharks will drop to 6th here if they lose.
There's the kick forward by Casey Green, and a good mark. A very timely mark has been taken by O'Sullivan.
Sorry, dropped to 7th if they lose. They're 6th at the moment.
Gee, O'Sullivan, he's impressive. And someone checked the timekeeper.
Their time with sundial.
The hand pass from Jones was poor. Swallow gathers the footy, gives it to Fasolo. Surely they haven't got time to get it down the full length of Lathlane Park and score. Here's a chance now for Bayliss. Got a kick in. Kayanga, he's got the pace, but he hasn't got the room to escape. The desperation of the timekeeper must be right on the button. Sullivan from behind went to Swallow, who couldn't get a disposal away, and another ball up to Shepherd. Now for Solo on the end of that hand pass. Thought about a hand pass to Swallow. Now he gives it, but Swallow had to bend down and pick it up off the turf. Kicked it forward inadvertently. It now goes to Foster.
Forward direct. Goes down towards Moody. Was he taken to ground? Umpire says no. Swallow, the first gamer. 16 years of age. Kicks it to Monteith at centre half-back. To
his boot. For Solo, he's clear, his hand pass, finds Swallow. Now Swallow, can he do something brilliant? Threw it onto his boot, has just missed. Well, they do have the first score. It wasn't what they wanted, though.
I'll tell you what they have done. They've actually missed McNamara, who went off earlier with that.
Albeit at the other end of the ground is where they need it. Taken away from the contest by Swallow. That was slick. Hand passes to Shepherd. Shepherd now the youngster into the path of Fasolo. Good football by Eastramandel. White, who's been very, very good since the early part of the game. The short pass intercepted by Lindsay. And it comes to Swallow right on the boundary line. Stephen from behind him, Sneejak. There really hasn't been a passenger in the Demons side since the first quarter. Judge.
Strata, by the way. Which club is that?
Well, it's out near Riverton.
Right, okay. Eastman have had a couple of players from recent times from Ross Strata as the ball to be bounced now on the wing.
Must be one of the relatively new suburbs.
Ball. McCarry is there. Flings it over his head. Jones went without it. Monk, who got Eastman's first goal, the 5-minute mark of the first quarter. Hand passes to Bonjasha. He gives it off to Foster, given some latitude. Gives it back to the 16-year-old on debut Swallow. He kicks high to Conway on the wing. And
Eastman will go forward again. Conway is able to find a teammate running inside 50 there. It's Stephen who shoots on goal from 40, but when you're not having...
By Hardingham, he goes short for Solo. By hand end to Conway. Look away hand pass to Swallow, who was met solidly first by Ranstead, then Vidot, but the youngster is doing well. The 16-year-old is actually taken high and he's going to get a free kick. Well done. He was buffeted twice whilst on the ground there by two opponents, and he kept fighting for it, and he's got the free kick. The winner of the Lark medal is the best player in this year's under-18 championship with WA 1. His kick finds a teammate in Weller. His